In the middle of the crowded Android smartphone market, many phone manufacturers are trying to include features in their products that stands out from the others. That is no exception from LG, who's recently tried to give their affordable smartphone a premium look. The phone we're talking about here is the LG Magna. It's not hard to admit that LG's Magna's design is a work of art. Its pretty slender and curved form factor is by no doubt following their flagship design like the LG G4 or G Flex 2, and believe it or not, the screen is actually curved very slightly. Glancing at the back cover, it looks more aluminum compared to plastic, which when opened reveals one microSD and two SIM card slots, also the battery. Both the volume and power buttons are placed below the camera, leaving all sides of this phone buttonless. Overall, its design should perhaps be a role model for phones costing less than $200. LG Magna possesses some lower mid-range specifications, which in general is enough to satisfy daily usage, even though underpowered for the more intensive apps. This LG's version of Android 5.0 Lollipop is running thanks to its quad-core MediaTek CPU and Mali 400 graphics. Speaking about real-world performance, this phone is on par with Snapdragon 400 running once, which means a little bit of loading is expected when opening apps. Back to the front, you see an IPS-enabled 5-inch HD display, which is without further explanation satisfying for its segment. Within the memory department, we are given 8GB of internal storage and 1GB of RAM. Unfortunately, the free space provided was less than 3GB, so expanding through a memory card is mandatory for the ones having this device. The LG's version of Android Lollipop in Magna is actually quite good, with not so many bloatwares despite leaving only a small portion of free storage. Many of those apps can fortunately be removed. There's also features like the Quick Memo, which only makes little sense since there's no stylus. Other than that, we're really happy to see the individually adjustable volume controls. The chipset inside may not be the fastest in terms of launching apps and lightning speed multitasking, but I think it's not something frustrating. On the back, we'll hear from the loud but average sounding 1W speaker. Its 2540 mAh battery is decent for normal usage, even though heavy users are recommended to keep their power banks with them. Additionally, because of the long charging time, up to more than 3 hours from an empty state. Oh, it needs to be said that the phone neither have NFC or USB OTG. From the results, both cameras on the LG Magna are quite average. There's an 8MP autofocus and flash unit on the back and 5MP unit on the front. At least the selfie camera got a good clarity related to its resolution despite the apparent noise. Its full HD videos are no better with seemingly low dynamic range. Features in the default camera app is also limited, but things are quite within the average quality threshold for a budget smartphone. For the ones among you looking for a sub $200 smartphone, there actually are no serious reasons to take away the LG Magna from your list. Even in fact, there are many other options like the quite similarly priced Xiaomi Redmi 2 Prime with a larger internal storage and RAM. But that list will surely shrink in case you're asking for a more premium design and high-resolution selfies from a smartphone. That's it for the LG Magna. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Stay nerdy, see you next time.